Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are discussing about creating a full stack project using NodeJS and Firebase. First, we must set up the Firebase, create an account and create a Firebase database. It is using the Google Cloud Firebase database. Here you can see private key available in the server account. You must generate the private key and we must store the private key in the file. I stored in the FullStack.json file. Here you can see the generate new private key. After that, you must create the directories like public to store the main files like login file and server file must be stored outside of the public. Here you can see my code. First, you must create a login page, basic login page, and a sign up page for your application. And we must connect to the database, Firebase database. Here you can see my code, server code. You must install the Express modules from the npm by running the command npm install express, and we are storing into a variable express and we are using as an app, and we are initializing a port number 3000 and we require a path module from the npm, and we require Firebase admin and we are storing in a variable. Here you can see my FullStack.json modules. These are the data which are stored in the FullStack.json, and we are initializing with a variable. We are storing in a server account, and here you can see the credentials of the server account, and we are storing the Firebase admin in a DB, and we are using decrypt. Decrypt is a module we are installing from the npm. It is used for hashing the password. The password will be changed from original state to a hashing state, and here you can see salt rounds. We can give the salt rounds. It is used for password hashing, and default we must use public. And here you can see the body parser midwares passing JSON and URL encoded data. Here it specifies the current directory. Here we are using the express module for running from the server. It has the request and the response parameters, and we are accessing default. We are accessing index.html file. In my index.html file, I wrote the code here for cover page, which can shows the register and login data, and in the server.js file we are writing the functions to sign up and login. If a user click the sign up, then it is a post method. Post method is used for authentication of our password. It does not shows our password while we are enter and login into the account. And here you can see asynchronous. It accesses asynchronously the requests and responses. Here we are handling the data of full name, email and password from the body, and here you can see the hashing password was assigned to a hashed password constant variable, and we are using the collection register DB. I have created a collection in the Firebase. Here you can see. Here you can create a collection, many collections. I have created registered database to store the registered data, and If the user is successfully logged in, it redirects to the login page. If the user successfully stores the data in the registration and successfully stores the data in the database, then the form redirects to the login page and you can see a login page. If the details are already present in the database, it shows the user with this email already exists. It shows a window alert from the dialog box coming from upside of our window, and if the data was not registered successfully, then it sends the message registration failed. And you can see here get method, it gets the login details from the database, passing the request and the response. Here you can see login page must be saved in a current directory path. We are accessing the login HTML from the current directory, and we are accessing the login form from the login.html by the method post, and it performs asynchronously request and the response. Here you can see the email and the password was storing in the body in which we are giving the password, email and the password that are matching with the database. If the email and the password correctly matched in the database, then it redirects to the dashboard. Here you can see if the password matches in our database, it redirects to the dashboard directly. Here you can see the decrypted password, and if the password was invalid, it does not matches in the database, then we can see that the password invalid message invalid password, please enter correct password, and it redirects to the login page to login again. And if the user does not exist in the database, then it shows the message in a dialog box, login failed, user does not exist, and you can redirect to the login page. And here we are handling the errors by catching them, and we are redirecting the page from the current page to the login page. And here we are getting the dashboard. The dashboard details are getting from request and the response parameters. We must store the dashboard in a current directory, and the app is listening the server port number. Already we initialized the port number 3000. The server will be run in this port number. By showing this message, server is running on port number, and you can see my API.json. Here I developed a full stack project by taking the API country details API. Here you can see my API. It has the country details, and in the previous video you can check that Telegram chatbot using NodeJS and API. You can use your previous API or you can use your own new API. Here we are getting the elements, necessary elements, and by clicking the search button, it fetches the data from the API, and if the request was available, it shows country names and capital, population, region, and currency and language. You can add the more details here. If the country was not found, it shows the message country not found. If the request was not a country, then it shows invalid request. And here you can see if the country name, it is not a country name, it is a continent or different names. Here you can see the message invalid country name. These are handled by the catch variable. Here you can see to avoid the necessary errors. And here it is the styling page for my dashboard, and here you can check my login page, and it is the cover page I stored in the index.html, and it is the sign up page. Here you can see, and here you can see the node package.json. It stores my all information about this project, and you can see my dashboard CSS. Let's run the server. You must go to the main root folder and run the cmd command for the terminal and run your server file. I am running my server file. The server is running on the port number 3000. You must type the URL localhost, and here you can see the port number 3000. See, my index.html was opened here. Here the heading is country details. My FullStack project is about fetching the country details from the API. Here we must register first. Give your name. The name can be anything, but email must be unique. I gave my email, and password must be remembered. Go to sign up button. After pressing the sign up button, it reloads to the login page directory. Here you can see the data is storing in the Firebase, and password was encrypted by decrypt modules in the npm. Here you can see it is not showing my original password. It's showing something as string by hashing this, and we must log in by passing the credentials which are matched in the database. The perform login here. Here you can see my dashboard, country details. It fetches the country details from the API. I gave India here. It fetches the information of India from the API. Here you can see country name India, capital New Delhi, population and region, and currency and languages of India, and I am giving USA here. It retrieves the data fastly. NodeJS advantage is that it runs in a single thread, performing your tasks faster. Here I am giving Spain. Here you can see the data is retrieving from the API. Here I am using my API to fetch the data, countries data. Here we can give Canada. See, it retrieving the data from the API. Capital Ottawa, population, region Americans, currency Canadian dollar, and language English French. You can give any data, any country name. UAE, United Arab Emirates, and if you give a continental name, means Asia, what will be happen? You can see it is not a country name, so it shows the message invalid country name. If I give Brazil, it shows the data. If I give Fiji, it retrieves the data. Here you can see the data. You can add more items if you want. You can see here how my FullStack project is performing from the server, NodeJS server. retrieves any information, any country's information from the API. And the user can log out by pressing the logout button. Here you can see after pressing the logout button, he reaches to the index.html main page. If he register with the same details again, it shows the error. Here you can see. Here you can see I am giving the same details. Here the pop-up message, user with this email already exists. And if we log in with the other details, what will happen? You can see them. If we give the password incorrect, it shows the invalid password, please enter correct password message. Click on OK. It returns to the login page. If we give a new mail which was not stored in the database, it shows the message login failed, user does not exist. And we can sign up for the new user by going to the index page. And we can give a password. By using the post method, the password must not show here. It is authenticating the password. Here you can see the data is storing the Firebase collection of registered database DB. Here the password is hashing, and you can log in by giving the email, matching email and password. Here you can see my main page, dashboard page. This is how you can create a full stack project by using NodeJS and Firebase to store the data in a Firebase and use the server NodeJS to run your application. Here are my codes. I will provide GitHub link in the description. You can check it out. Thank you.